All right, let's dive into an incredible story of grief, honor, and the very first cornerstone of a legacy. This isn't just about buying a piece of land. It's about a trial of character, a test that would echo through eternity. Welcome to the story of the Cave of Machpelah.
And it all kicks off right here, with a test. You know, after a whole lifetime of trials, one final challenge rises up from the deepest kind of personal sorrow. The question isn't just whether Abraham has faith anymore. It's whether that faith can hold up under the crushing weight of loss.
So the story opens with the end of an era. We're jumping right into what's known as the 10th trial, and what kicks it all off is the death of a matriarch. 127 years. That's how long Sarah lived. Her life ends in a place called Kirjath Arba, which you might know better as Hebron. And Abraham, well, he comes to mourn, to weep for the woman who had been his partner through absolutely everything.
But after that private, heartbreaking moment of grief, he rises. He pulls himself together. He doesn't complain. He doesn't question God or his fate. Instead, with a patient heart, he gets ready to face the world, to do this one last duty for his wife.
Now, the setting for this whole showdown is the city gate. And you gotta understand, this isn't just a doorway. It was the public square, the courtroom, the center of all business, an arena of stone where your reputation was everything and deals were sealed in front of everyone.
And check out this power dynamic right from the start. Abraham walks in with total humility. He says, "I am a foreigner and a visitor," basically claiming no special status at all. But the Hittites, they see him very differently. They look at him and say, "No, you are a mighty prince among us." This completely sets the tone for one fascinating negotiation.
And at the heart of it all are these two powerful figures. On one side, you've got Abraham, cool, calm, confident, and totally firm in what he needs. He's here for an honorable, permanent purchase. And on the other side, Ephron the Hittite. This guy is charismatic, sharp, a master of looking generous in public while knowing exactly how to play the game for private gain. This is going to be a duel of character.
So yeah, this isn't a battle fought with swords. It's a duel of words, where the weapons are honor, strategy, and public perception. Abraham makes the first move. He bows to everyone and makes his request loud and clear. And listen to his words. "Sell me, and I'll pay full price." Right away, he's framing this as a business deal, not a charity case. He wants no debts, no favors hanging over his head. Ephron's reply is just a masterclass in public relations. In front of the entire city gate, he makes this huge, grand gesture. "I give you the field." It sounds amazing, right? But it's also a power move. See, a gift can create a sense of debt, and it doesn't have the same legal permanence as a sale.
But Abraham does not take the bait. He calmly but firmly turns down the gift and says again that he wants to buy it at full price. And the key phrase here tells you everything, so it may be mine forever. He's locking down a permanent, unchallengeable inheritance. So Ephron made his big public offer. Abraham publicly refused it. The tension is just thick, you know? Ephron is now backed into a corner where he has to name a price, but he has to do it without looking greedy after acting so generous.
And here it is, his brilliant move. He names a ridiculously high price, 400 shekels of silver, but he says it like it's nothing. What is that between us? It's a verbal judo flip that says, hey, for guys like you and me, this is just pocket change. He keeps his generous posture while setting the bar incredibly high.
The duel of words is over. Abraham, having proven his integrity, agrees on the spot. And right there, in that moment, the first physical foundation of a promised nation is laid in stone. 400 shekels of silver. Abraham doesn't haggle. He doesn't even hesitate. He weighs out the silver right there according to the official merchant standard and pays the full price. The deal is sealed not with a handshake, but with the clink of pure silver. And just to show you how serious this was, Abraham gets a written deed confirmed by 4 witnesses, and their origins are key. We've got a Hittite, a Hivite, a Gomerite, and a Zidonite. This wasn't just some local agreement. This was a legally binding contract, witnessed by the diverse peoples of the region, making it absolutely unbreakable. And that's it. The deed is sealed. The land, the field, the cave, every single tree on it is officially, legally, and permanently transferred to Abraham and his descendants. It is his forever. Now that the land is secured,
Sarah is given a funeral fit for a queen. She's dressed in beautiful clothes, and her funeral procession is joined by the most powerful nobles and patriarchs of the time. We're talking Shem, Eber, King Abimelech. It's a moment of incredible public honor.
But as we get to the real takeaway here, you realize the victory wasn't just in the deal he made. It was in what Abraham didn't say.
And this, right here, is the heart of the whole story. Through this entire negotiation, Abram never once played his trump card. He never mentioned the divine promise that this entire land would one day belong to his family. He could have tried to claim it by divine right, but instead, he bowed low and humbly asked to buy one small piece of it for a grave.
And that was the 10th trial. The victory wasn't about getting the land. It was about showing unshakable patience and deep humility, even in grief. This act of faithfulness was so important, it was recorded in the heavenly tablets as a testament to his true character. And of course, life and loss goes on. Abraham sends his son Isaac to study with the great teachers Shem and Eber. More sorrow comes with the deaths of his nephew Lot and his brother Nahor. And after 3 years in Hebron, Abraham and his entire household pack up and return to their home in Beersheba.
But the cave of Machpelah, it stays. It becomes the first physical, tangible anchor of a divine promise. And what makes it so powerful is that it wasn't secured by a miracle or a heavenly decree, but through simple human dignity, respect, and honor.
Which leaves us with this final thought to chew on. This man was promised a kingdom that would stretch as far as the eye could see. So why, then, was his greatest and most defining victory the simple, humble act of securing a grave?